Yo, what's up? This is the Guys Podcast, Capture Media. I got my brother, like always, Tyree Acosta. What up, bro?
Good, bro.
Hold on. Yo, can you hear me good?
Hey, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
am.
okay. Yo, today I want us to react to this Phylicia Rashad backlash video. Um, well, basically, Phylicia Rashad was holding young black women accountable for how they've been, dressing and presenting themselves out there, and a lot of black women were firing back at her, saying that, saying some things that weren't in agreement uh, regarding what she was talking about. I'm like, damn, if a beautiful, woman who's one of our elders who has always came across as class personified, if she can't get to these young black women, I mean, who else can, right? It's crazy. It's kind of like they think she betrayed the sisterhood or something. Ty, what you think about that? Before we play this video, I just want to get your thoughts about what you've been, hearing and what's your responses to that.
Um, it's been said before that you can't really give.
Hello?
Oh,
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, that's a lot better. You know what? I forgot we was in the phone call the whole time.
Yeah, it's
You
cool.
keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. But no, it reminds me of first of all, Sister Shahrazad Ali.
Hmm.
Um, she was one person who said that black women are the only ones who go uncritiqued. Also, it makes me think of the shit I was telling you where older women where I say they don't really give the best dating advice. And
Uh-huh.
so when you see a woman like this giving actual good dating advice, it's like it's crazy to me that it's met with such like vitriol and anger, and they called her a pick me, which is crazy to me. Um, but I try to understand it from the other side, and I guess to like we don't want to like a simp for us is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Being a simp as a man is a bad thing, and I guess for women, pick me is a female simp, and so the same way we look down on men with who do like certain things for women, they're looking down on her, who's I guess because she seems to say or do things that are in the effort to be pleasing or more appealing to the opposite gender.
Hmm.
Um, I don't like that idea, but I kind of get it because when I look at a simp, I can see everything wrong with simpish behavior. So maybe in a woman's mind, this is simpish behavior. But if this is what gets you, damn, see, because now I'm at an impasse, bro. Because it's like, I if this is what gets you to get picked, right? Maybe that's why women cheer on simps. Like I'm fucking going on a random tangent right here, and I actually didn't want to,
But
but
hold on.
like
But how can? But I don't
What's
really.
the difference, bro? Like, what's the difference between a pick me and a simp? Like, they
Listen,
do different things,
I
and
don't.
I know I kind of know the difference.
Yeah.
But what I'm asking you, what do you think the difference is? Like, why is it that a pick me is a good thing, but a simp is not?
So let's go back. I don't think what Phylicia Rashad was the advice she was giving to young black women has nothing to do with black men accepting her. It's about them being classy on their own, right? So
I agree with that.
so that has nothing to do with she's not. I don't think her message was how to treat a black man or how to make black men accept you. That wasn't her message. Her message was more so about like how older men can tell younger men, pick your pants up, right? Start looking at, when you're talking to another man, look in his eyes, give a man a firm handshake. I don't think that's simp behavior. Telling men to be better for themselves is not simp behavior. So I think what Phylicia Rashad was saying was more so be more classy, have some respect for yourself, right? Have some respect for your presence. No one's going to respect you if you don't respect yourself. So I don't think that I don't think Phylicia Rashad telling women to have respect and be more classy, how is that making her pick me? That's more so, her telling young women to have better standards for themselves. And that has nothing to do with men. And that's better for the culture, right? Just in general. Because if you see strong men and if you see classy women, I think it just gives us a better cultural image, a racial image. So do you understand what I'm saying, bro?
That makes sense. I mean, when I was when I was like going back and forth with it in my mind, that's one of the things that I kind of, not in that detail the way you said it, but that's kind of one of the things my mind went on is like, um, she's just telling you how to have a better overall image as far as just as a woman,
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, and I that's what I got to too. But then I guess, where does the pick me come in? Like, why is that? I tried to, because I try to understand. I really try to understand the other side, because I feel like, if not because I think that they're right, but I try to understand, where is this mind state, or where is this thought process coming from? It's usually like an emotional place, and a lot of times you can't really figure that shit out. But I try to understand, okay, why are they calling Phylicia Rashad a pick me? Like, what is it about her? But anyway, let's play the video and see if we hear anything that sounds.
But I just wanted to say, Todd, a hit dog will holler, right? So sometimes when you feel like what you're doing, whether it's wrong or right, is being attacked, that's the way you'll respond. And I think that it comes from a place of uh, feeling a little bit insecure, and instead of correcting your behavior, it's easier to like redirect that energy and critique the person that's giving you constructive criticism. But we'll play the video, bro.
Yeah, right.
The young ladies are so beautiful. And I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. But you're young queens. I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. But more importantly than that, no man wants his woman to be out like that. The young ladies are so beautiful. And I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young
So basically, I mean, just a little snippet, bro. But
Mhm.
um,
I hear what it. I hear where the pick me's coming.
but really,
I hear it. I mean, I don't agree. I don't agree with the women saying that, but I hear where it's coming.
but that makes no
Like,
sense in my opinion, Todd. Because if an older gentleman came to me and said, get in shape, start going to the gym. Women want a man that can protect them. I wouldn't think that that man's a simp for saying that. If anything, it's going to increase his leverage and being able to attract more women,
I
right?
agree.
So why would you not listen to an OG, a woman who has been, I would argue, the face of class for the Black community, considering she was on one of the most successful TV shows that a lot of us grew up watching, right? Probably one of the first TV shows that show Black excellence as far as occupation, as far as family structure, and etc. Right? If a man said, go to school, get an education, be productive, learn a trade, get a good job, go to the gym, fix your posture. Women appreciate men who take pride in their appearance, men who prioritize their health and fitness, men who can earn a living to provide. How is that? How is that simpish? Um, how is that simpish rhetoric? I don't think it is.
For women, I believe that anything that you do for a man, I'm not saying this is correct. I'm saying that in a woman, I guess, a woman's mind, from what I see, whenever it's anything that is specifically mentioning that this is for a man, then it becomes pick me. Like, if you say I'm working out so I can be my baddest, beautifulest self, whatever, that's not bad. But as soon as you say I'm trying to work out because I don't want my husband to leave me, let's say, then it becomes like a pick me situation. Because I guess, to women, and I don't know why, anything you do that is for the sake of being more attractive or appealing for men, I think women take that as being a pick me, which
But
is crazy. Because, I mean, if you think about it, then yes, then a woman should be a pick me, because don't we all want relationships and marriage?
but let me ask you a question, Todd. Wouldn't it indirectly, if it benefits you, it's going to make you more appealing to the person that you're with, or or the sex that you're trying to attract, right? Like me becoming the best version of myself will automatically make me more attractive to women. Just like a woman being the best version of herself will make her more attractive to men, right?
Yes. I
So
just think that it's the wording. It's just the wording. Like it's literally the wording.
you
Like
these women then, Ty, like because at one point you could say, okay, I'm trying to understand, but I try not to understand ignorance. Only,
I don't think it's right, bro. I'm just saying I understand the where because you got to look at when it happens. When
but
do
you
women say?
understand it when
I'm
it's
not saying it's right.
wait, but I don't understand it because a simp is not has nothing to do with a man bettering himself so that he can have leverage in the world of dating. That's not simpish behavior.
Mhm.
Simp behavior is a man that's pouring out to a woman that doesn't deserve it and doesn't reciprocate.
I agree. Yes, this is
Right?
what I think is being a simp. Like buying stuff for your woman is not wrong. Buying stuff for a woman that doesn't do anything for you is wrong.
Hold on. That doesn't like you. You're catering to her. You're doing things for her, even though she doesn't like you, she doesn't respect you, and she doesn't practice reciprocity when it comes to you. Right? That's simp behavior. And I would
Yeah,
argue simps probably have low self-esteem and lacks confidence. That's the opposite of being a man of value, right? A man that prioritizes his standards, a man that prioritizes his masculinity in a healthy way, a man that prioritizes his fitness, a man that prioritizes his ability to stand for what he believes in. So I don't understand it. I just think that those women who criticized Miss Rashad, I think they were 100% wrong.
I agree with you. I don't say okay, let me put my stance on it first, I guess. I think what women saying when they're taking this information is completely skewed, and I think that they're taking it the wrong way. But I think that I understand it because I am a man, and she is speaking from the perspective of what. Well, first of all, she's speaking from just what is respectable. Like if you think about your grandparents, if you think about just being a respectable human being, man or woman, there's certain things you're not going to want to do, right? Like she's telling you don't want to have yourself all out there and the way you dress. That can be man or woman. Man, it might not be necessarily like dressing provocatively, but you don't want to have yourself presenting yourself in a way that's less than masculine. You don't want to have your pants down, like you said. You don't want to walk around maybe with a do rag on. It's like it's certain things that you don't do if you want to be respected by society as a whole. And I
As a,
think that that's what she's trying to get to that. And I don't know why, and I do know why, but we as black people as a whole have this thing where we don't want to do things to be accepted because I feel like we feel like we're pandering. But there's a difference between having self-respect about your just ethnic, your overall image, and trying to fit in with another culture or race. And I think they kind of liken it somehow with selling out. Like pick me is like selling out almost. Like it's like you're a sellout. Like that's how they treat women who are pick me's. Like you're a sellout. Like you wanting to get married or you doing this. It's like you being on the opposite end of the gender war is like instead of you being for the gender war, you being more for unison, it makes you like against the cause. It's like they want you to fight for a division.
but you
Because
know,
if you're I don't know what it is. I really don't know why that is. It's wrong though.
yeah, but you know what's funny though? Other cultures and other races that's thriving, they tend to champion the things that are better for the community, things that distribute class, things that show them going after their educational dreams, goals, and aspirations, them pursuing marriage, them pursuing uh, a healthy public image, right? Other groups, they don't look at that as selling out. But why is it that we look at things that destroy and things that are destructive to our community as things that are considered to be keeping it real? But when a man goes to college, when a man gets married, when a man is respectful, when a man appears in public with a certain type of image, he's selling out, and I think that's unfortunate for our community. And I don't think what Miss Phylicia Rashad, I mean, what Miss Rashad was saying is pick me at all. I definitely don't think it's the equivalent of a simp for a woman at all.
I think that's how they view it. I agree with you, but then I try to, like I said, I try to understand it from the other side. But like I said, a simp to me It's very different because a simp it's almost a disrespect to himself. Like a simp goes out his way to please a woman that is not beneficial in his life at all, who doesn't even really like him like that, like you said. So I don't really see that as the same. Like if you do simpish things for a girl who's doing everything that you want or the things that you like, then it's not simp behavior.
It's not
It's
simp.
about who you give that to.
Yeah.
So if a girl is um being maybe what is it like, let's separate pick me from like a female simp. What would be a female simp for you? Like I don't really know one because I feel like a woman doing what she has to do to get a man to me is not
Yeah, that's
will
easy.
never be
A female
what
simp.
is,
That's easy. A female simp will be a woman that does things for a man, and he's not keeping up his side of the bargain. Right. So a man that's not protecting and providing, that shows no interest, a man that shows no interest in that woman as a long-term partner, but she's still giving him wife or girlfriend treatment while he's, you know what I'm saying? That's, to me, would be my example,
definition?
yeah, of what a male, well, a pick me is for a female. It's not speaking the truth. It's not telling women to respect themselves and present yourself to the world so someone can view you as a wife. I think that's very good advice for young women to hear.
I
Right?
agree.
So, like, I hope and I wish that Black women in America, our cultural image was that of a Phylicia Rashad. I would love that. If when people thought of Black women, they would think of Phylicia Rashad. Like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the image. That would, yeah.
I don't know her personally, and I don't know what she does in her personal life, but just from what I see and what I've seen of her in media, I think she has a great representation. And
Right. I agree with that. It's like how you carry yourself. I may not know you from behind closed doors, but what I know of you,
yeah,
how you carry yourself, and that's all. That's all we really that's all she really is saying. Like we're not saying change completely who you are, but we are saying that you should be cognizant of how you look outside of your home because you're a representation of you, your family, your culture, your ethnicity. There's so many things you represent when you walk out the door that you don't understand that, and this might not, for better or for worse, you don't understand what someone from a different culture or race interaction with you can you don't know what impression that leaves. And this is a whole nother topic, and people, I'm not saying you should care, but you should understand that you do represent people. Like when people meet you, they're left with a certain impression. Like you know how people get the impression Black people don't tip because they serve Black people, and eventually enough Black people don't tip. And even though it may not be true, like on a larger scale, like they've come, like, so when I go out in this world, I go out in this world to try to be the best person I can be because I know that there are stereotypes and this against me. They expect me to be ignorant in certain situations. They expect me to be this sort of way. So it's like we already have a certain stigma on us, and I don't like that we fit into that stigma. You get what I'm saying? Like we have a certain way that people view and look at us the second we walk into an establishment. And I'm not saying you should care in the sense of like, I'm not trying to make these people like me, but you should understand that how people perceive you is kind of important.
You shouldn't care when you're proving them right. Right? You shouldn't care. I'm sorry. I apologize. You shouldn't care when you're proving them wrong.
Right.
Like you shouldn't care when you're proving them wrong. Yes, there's going to be people out there that's going to prejudge you, even if you act sophisticated with class. They're still not going to like you. Who cares? But we have to have a standard for ourselves. And my whole thing is, how would you want your children to act? Would you want your children to mirror your behavior and get the same results that you're getting? And another thing too, Ty, is like sometimes you have to change yourself. Sometimes I think we let people think that being themselves is okay. Maybe being yourself is destructive. Maybe you need a makeover.
Yeah.
Changing yourself, bro. If you know that you have destructive, habits, and what you're doing is destructive, you have no discipline, you have no type of ability to conduct yourself the way you need to conduct yourself to be viewed in a positive light. Maybe you need to change that. Sometimes being yourself is not good. Sometimes you need to change yourself. And with Miss Phylicia and what Miss Rashad was saying, I think it was spot on. I think she's looking at, young black women destroying their image. We're the least married now. In her time, it was a time black women were the most married. We were the most married, and I'm sure she's looking at the black family, structure being destroyed, being divided, and she respectfully gave her opinion, and I agree with her 100%, 100%. Simple, bro.
Yeah, I overall I agree too. Everything else was just me trying to see what the other side is seeing, because to me it's like you ever again argue with somebody and then they'll say something and you're like, well, what did you hear? What did you think that I said? Because your response to it wouldn't be that if you understood what I'm saying. And that's how I feel.
Bro, we're emotional, reactors. Simple.
Sometimes that's just what it is. You're right. Sometimes that's just what it is. But I try to understand, because if I can try to explain it to you, because I don't know what women are hearing. She's not being offensive. She's not being disrespectful. She's not telling you to, and that's when I said change yourself. Yes, there are aspects. If you're self-aware, there's always aspects of yourself you realize you can work on. But I don't want people to think that when I say change yourself, I mean you're trying to make people like you. And like, unless your goal is to make someone like you. But if you're not, yeah, I'm not saying make yourself likable to other people. Change yourself for the better, which objectively is better. That's just it. But
Yeah.
overall, I agree with everything she's saying. I just don't know where the fuck the women are getting. What are they getting from that?
Yeah.
This is why I say older women, like the advice that these older women give, not her, the other ones give, is ruining these young girls, because they would rather listen to that shit than this shit. That's crazy to me. Like before, there was a time period where your grandparents or your grandmother or someone like her age would sit down and tell you shit like this, and you would absorb it and be like, wow, okay, I never even thought of this like that. Now that's something that you actively rebel against, and you listen to older women tell you about single life and how you should live your best life without a man for as long as you can because you don't need them. And it's just it's divisive, bro. I told you I don't know the end point of feminism, but I feel like feminism is divisive at this point. But
so too, we need to
that's
bring
it.
Tyree. Let me just close with this too. We have no shame, bro. A society without shame is a society that's gonna fail, bro. We have no shame. Like there has to be some type of like do you have any shame looking at if you're doing things that are unbecoming of what you need to do to become successful or be viewed in a way that's class personified? I mean, where's the shame? It's like it gets worse and worse, and I'm scared for this next generation coming up, bro. I'm terrified. I don't know. It's getting worse. It's not getting any better. People have standards or shame or any type of leadership, and people who try to lead, they're being disrespected, and they're called pick-me's. I don't know. But
I don't know, but yeah, that's it for me. I say my last thing on this is that we need to stop thinking like individuals and start thinking like a team or a race, because everyone else is thinking like a team or a race.
Facts.
That's it for me.
Facts. Later, bro. Until next time.
Or Capture Media.